Hey guys, what's going on? It's Phil here from TechSmart, and today Apple just released iOS 8. So we're going to take a look at our top 8 features in iOS 8. So we're going to start off with Quick Type. So basically, if I open up a conversation, you can see here that we now have this predictive text bar right above the keyboard. So if I go ahead and talk, I can say, hey, and it's going to go ahead and start giving me some predictions. Now, what's actually really cool about this, and where it kind of differentiates itself from an Android keyboard, is it's going to read your conversation. So as you can see, Keaton texted me saying confidence. So it's giving me some suggestions saying in response I can say thanks or talk later. So I'm just going to say thanks. And it's going to go ahead and shoot that message out. So basically, it's actually using a content-aware technology to read your text messages and give you some more informative predictions on what you're going to want to respond back to. It's really nice, and it just makes you able to type a little bit quicker on your device. Now, sticking within the messaging application, we're going to look at the second feature released in iOS 8, and that's just the new messaging update. So basically, if I open up this conversation again, there's a few new features that you're going to see in here. So you have new options for group messaging as well as tap to talk. We're going to look at tap to talk real quick, and you see these options right here. You have the camera as you had in iOS 7. However, you now have this microphone right here. So if I go ahead and tap on this microphone, and this is going to happen really quick, so I'm just going to explain it first. If you tap on the microphone, you can go ahead and start recording your voice. Hey Keaton, this is Phil. And as you saw, it just sent that right away. I can click play.
Hey Keaton, this is Phil.
And you can hear the response going back on my end, and obviously he can see that on his end. Now this works the same way if I'm wanting to do this with a photo. So if I tap on the camera and hold, it's going to go ahead and open up the front-facing camera right here, and I can swipe up to take a photo, or swipe to the right if I wanted to record a video. So we'll swipe up, take a photo, and that's going to go ahead and instantly send it to Keaton. Now that's very similar to that new feature that they added within Snapchat. It's really nice, and as you can see, it works really convenient. It's just really easy to quickly get in contact with somebody, or if you want to share a photo or quickly a video snippet, just really easy to do. If I jump out and we're going to go into this conversation here, this is the group chat. So I can go to my details, and we can see the members of this group chat, as well as we can add contacts in on the fly. So before, you had to start a new group chat if you wanted to add or remove a member. Now I can quickly add somebody in. I can also do not disturb. So since I'm recording this video right now, I turned on do not disturb so that their notifications don't bother me. This is a really nice feature. And you also have leave this conversation. So if somebody's getting really annoying and you just want to out, hit leave this conversation. It'll ping you out of that group message, and then they can continue on their way. Next feature we're going to look at is the Health app. So this is actually only available on the iPhone. I have iOS 8 on my iPad as well. I wasn't able to get it on here. So within Health, basically what this is going to allow you to do is you have these different cards that are going to give you information about your health and your current state. So you can also link this up with third-party applications like Nike Plus, as well as Fitbit and other applications that they're still announcing, to send some data back and forth between the applications. So you can see me, and I shouldn't have anything set up right now. I just downloaded the application, but it'll just have some different types of blood types. You can go to the different medication that I need, tracking my fitness, and all of the above. So it really gives you a very thorough breakdown of your current state of health. You also have your medical ID, so you can log this in case you are in a car accident or in some sort of accident. They can pull up your phone and go ahead and see all the information they need about you at a moment's glance. And then over here you have sources, so this is where different applications are going to integrate, and Apple really talked about this a lot in their keynote as far as the different APIs that are now available, so the apps can integrate back and forth between the Health app and other fitness apps that are available today. Next up, we're going to hop into the Photos app. So if we go ahead into Photos, and we have Recent Activity, I'm just going to open up this photo right here of my iPad running iOS 8, and we have a couple of new options. So you see right here we have this little heart. And this is going to set it as a favorite. Once you set your photo as a favorite, it shows up on all of your devices instantly. So now this picture is on my iPad. It would be on a Mac if I had a Mac. But right now it's just on my iPhone. And we can click up here on Edit. And you actually have a few new editing tools that they talked about. So obviously you're going to have your crop, which now also has a very nice straightening feature. We're going to cancel out of that. Discard the changes. But you have this new lightning and color option. So if you click this little button right here, you have light and color. So if you click on light, you can quickly drag this slider over and readjust the photo. So if it's a little bit too dark or if it's a little bit too bright, you can lighten it up. You can then click on these three lines and see an in-depth view of whatever you were just doing. And if you really wanted to, you can hop into like the highlights right here and you can manually adjust the highlights. It's really, really nice, and it really adds some more professional grade editing options to the iPhone. If I go ahead back, I can also edit the color. So we're going to go ahead and hit cancel real quick and discard these changes. And we're just going to tap on color. And this really just allows me to adjust the saturation. So if we go all the way to the left, it makes it black and white, all the way to the right, and it's going to go ahead and oversaturate it a bit. We can click on those options and you can adjust your contrast, your vibrancy, and everything just to really get those finishing touches on that photo before you send it off to Instagram or your social network. Next up, we're going to look at Siri and the new additions they added to her. So you have features like Hey Siri, which is going to actually allow you to prompt Siri immediately. I don't have that working just yet. It may not be available in the first beta. But what does work is Shazam song recognition. So if we open up Siri, what song is this?
Let me listen.
It's going to go ahead and listen into whatever song is playing. Obviously, for copyright reasons, we can't really play any songs. However, you do see that it's going to work like so. Now, another feature that you may be able to see is when I'm talking to Siri, it actually now has streaming voice recognition. Similar to Google Now, when you speak, it's actually going to show up in real time what you're saying. So let's give that a demo. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Also, this is a video for the TechSmart YouTube channel.
Just because it could doesn't mean that it would.
And there you go. As you can see, the text was coming in as I was speaking, so it doesn't really have to reevaluate everything after you say it. It can do it as you speak, so you can detect any mess-ups. As you can see, it kind of did text to text. But other than that, Siri definitely got a much-needed overhaul. The sixth feature that we're going to go ahead and look at is the updates to the notifications as well as the notification center. So first, I'm just going to talk about the notification center updates. So they actually added third-party widgets. Now these are available through applications. I can't show any of these right now, but we're going to show something else in a minute. Those are going to be available through new applications that are going to be updated with their newest API. However, you can now, within this notification center, you can respond to notifications. For example, here's YouTube. I can swipe over and just quickly dismiss a notification, which is something you couldn't do before, and it's definitely a lot easier. Now, what's even better is if I go ahead and send a message, we'll send a message over to Keaton. I'll say go ahead and reply back to this for a video, and I'll show you guys what this is going to look like in your new notifications. So as you see here, we see Apple created right here, and we can go ahead and swipe down, and you see we can quickly reply, or we can do one of those voice messages. So we'll just say, cool, exclamation point, send. So I was just able to reply to a message without even having to open up the messaging app. So it's really sweet. And you can do this with other applications as well. And they're actually going to integrate this into third-party apps. So stuff like Facebook, Twitter, you can quickly like a post or retweet a tweet, all from your notifications. Next up is the additions to the keyboard. Now I talked about the QuickType feature. However, they're also now adding in third-party keyboards. So you can use Swipe and other applications that are going to create their own keyboards for the iPhone. And it's awesome. They're full global keyboards, so they're going to work throughout the entire iPhone. Unfortunately, I can't show you any right now. It's not available just yet, but they are coming very soon. Number 8 is going to be the new additions to Spotlight. So if we go ahead and pull down into Spotlight, you actually have a few new options in here. So you can search for apps in the App Store, point of interest, news, restaurants, songs on iTunes, as well as movies. Now what's cool about movies is if I search for Godzilla, you can see not only is it showing me the movie result Godzilla, it's also telling me showtimes that it's playing, 2 theaters nearby, a Rotten Tomatoes rating, as well as what it's rated as far as PG-13, rated R, whatever. So I can click right here on Godzilla, and it's going to go ahead and bring up some information from Fandango.com. It's just really cool, it's very intuitive, and it just makes it a lot easier to quickly gather some data. Let's go ahead and try it out with an application. So what's an app that I don't have on my phone? Let's do WordPress. So as you can see, WordPress here says in the App Store or a suggested website. So I can quickly jump to the App Store if I wanted to. and I can then download this application. It's really simple again and really easy and makes just searching a bit easier. Finally, I'm going to show off one more feature just because the third-party keyboards wasn't really much of a feature. They actually added the new multitasking update. So if I double tap the home button, you now have these options up here for your recent contacts, or you can swipe all the way to the left and get your favorite contacts. So it's really simple, and if you wanted to send a message, for example, Keaton, I can tap on the name, call him, message, FaceTime, or FaceTime call. So right from here, I can click message, and then I'll go ahead and open up our message conversation. Anyways, guys, these were 8 of my favorite features in iOS 8. If you want to actually go ahead and download iOS 8 right now, go ahead and visit our channel or check the link in the description below, as we made a video on how to do that. Anyways, guys, it's Phil from TechSmart. Let us know in the comments below how you're liking iOS 8 so far and if it was everything that you were hoping for. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.